Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kakadash. Double honors, there was a process of great meals, Tony Thomas, truth and root will, peace, blessing, and salutation to Akim out there. Scared abroad to the four corners of the earth, that serving is truth and true sincerity. To I say Shalom. This is Brother Nabala with another video on the spirit. And the top of this video is going to be about division, And what sparked this video topic is I was watching, I don't remember if it was on YouTube or social media. I can't remember exactly. But there was a family on a Zoom call. And I believe it was a brother, a sister, and a mother and a father. And, they was talking about, the drought, and that, which is picking up steam because they were talking about a drought could be coming, and the sister, I guess she has two younger kids that might be of age, to get drafted if the draft was to happen. They were talking to their mom and father, and they basically asked them, would you be okay, or you want, my kids, your grandkids, to go get drafted and go fight in this war? And the mother and father was basically saying that it would be an honor. It's your right as an American, to go over there and do that. And you could see the friction that was created. And the mother of the kids, she was mad, and she was getting irate with her mother, saying, no, my kid's not going to fight. F that, F this, and all that, whatever. And I guess their father, he was an ex-veteran, or he's a veteran. He served or whatever. And they were saying, he chose to do that. My kids, they have nothing to do with, and just going out that back and forth. But I'm saying all to say that you can see the division that's being, that's happening between people, between family, between friends, between everybody, because of this conflict that's going on over in the Middle East. You got people here that agree with what Trump is doing. You got people who don't agree, But now everyone's getting all out of sorts, and this is all happening because the Lord is allowing this to happen, because He said it would happen. This is Matthew 10:34. It says, "Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword." Yeah, and that sword is that division. Okay, he's not coming to give peace unto people. He's coming to bring division amongst people, and that's what happened. He's bringing that spirit of division amongst people. Verse 35 says, "For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law." Yeah. It says, "And a man's foe should be they of his own household." Yeah. And that's what we see, man. A man against variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother. That was happening and live right before our eyes. Family and disagreements with one another. I was talking with my boss at the job. I just asked him, just out of nowhere. We was doing something, so I just asked him, how I get, just to keep the shit pushing. Said, "Do we agree with what's going on?" He said, "I agree with what Trump is doing, but I don't agree with him as a person." He's separating the two. Which is understandable. People do that. It's possible to do that stuff with certain scenarios and situations. But he said his daughter and his wife, they go back and forth and have arguments or stuff about it all the time, because he said they only can look at Trump, as being a womanizer and the stuff that he said and stuff that he's done that came out about him. They only look at that, and they paint that picture of him being that overall person. They can't separate who he is from the politics, which of course not. Women not able to do that. Women are emotional. They let their emotions drive them, So, but you can see how this conflict is is stirring up the spirits of people in this place, man, and it's only going to continue to get worse and worse. Not too long ago, a man shot and killed his daughter because of a Trump argument, man. So we're in a times where a lot of these things are going to continue to increase, and there's going to be a lot of family members, a lot of friends, a lot of people turning against each other, and it's going to get violent, man. Because why? We come over here to Matthew 24 and 12. Is it 12? Yeah, 12. Matthew 24 and 12 says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. The love of many is waxing cold because now it's starting to hit close to home. It talks about things that can start really affecting people, have people in a basically scared, because they're acting like this because they're afraid. They're afraid because they don't want their children to get dropped in this world, because they know deep down that most likely they're not coming back, because you see these videos of what's happening over there, these missiles that's being shot off and the effects that they having and where they're being shot off at. I just seen a video today, a missile being shot off, I think, at a base. And you get at a base, what do you have? You have your military personnel just roaming around, or just standing in the area. And that missile came and hit right dead in the middle of it. It hit multiple different areas in the base where it was a large amount of people. So when you see stuff like this happening over there in the Middle East, of course you wouldn't want your son to go over there or your kids to go over there, because they can get caught up in that, and they are going to get caught up in that, because they're not just going over there, to hold post, man. They're going over there, to get ready to fight, man. And it doesn't matter where they are, because Iran has intel about where these bases are. And Iran is not afraid. Iran is not scared, man. Iran is showing that they're not about to slow down. They're going to continue to shoot off these missiles and send these attacks, man. And the big players are not even involved yet. That's the thing about it. And like brother said, for Iran to be, I guess, how small of a nation they're supposed to be compared to America and Israel, America should have made small work of Iran, but they can't, which is speaking volume to America, man. And that's because America's not on the same level that they once was. Yeah, they still have a great army, but look who's in your army, man. You don't have those mighty people in your army. And then, yeah, okay, you have these missiles and stuff you can shoot off, but you're not the only ones who have them now, man. So these are the times that we're living in, So I'm going to grab this. This is Isaiah 19 and 2. It says, now set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Yeah. It says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. Yeah. And that we see that, the Lord is saying that this is against the Egyptians. We're getting real close to a civil war popping off, in this place, man. Where it's gonna be different nations of people fighting against each other, but it's gonna even come down to it where you got friends, people who are what's the word I'm looking for? People who are I just had it in my mind. I just lost it. But I guess you could say familiar with one another, neighbors, people you see on a daily basis, man. You're gonna have them fighting against one another, man. And it's gonna get to that point because it's starting with just the political standpoints and stuff like that. But then when all hell really breaks loose, because gas is on the uproar. I mean, not uproar, so uprise. When I was at work today, one of the coworkers said gas going up so high, you're going to have people going to start stealing gas. You're going to wake up and go out and try to start your car, and there ain't going to be no gas. And you're like, damn, I just filled it up yesterday. And that's something I wasn't even thinking about. But then it makes sense for stuff like that to start happening because gas is going to be so high. yeah, you're going to have people probably start, they're going to fill up, they're going to, get the little the gas jugs and try to fill those up so they can have them preserved and fill it up so they don't have to keep running back and forth to, to the gas station. But at a point in time, they might get that thought, man, why do this? Why not just go out at night, siphon people gas out of their gas tank, and fill up that way. It's free. These are the times you're going to enter into, and then say that happens, and it comes out that that's happening. Now people gonna be on edge. Now people gonna be on their watch. Now if somebody runs up to their car, what's most likely gonna happen? They gonna get taken out. There's gonna be so many different things happening, man, to cause people to start fighting against one another, and that's because the lack of goods and resources are going to be dwindling, and as gas goes up, that means not going to be too much traveling. People not going to want to go all over the place, man. Okay, look for restaurants as an instance. If gas go out, people are not going to keep driving on a daily basis or on a weekly basis to drive. You got to fill up your tank, drive somewhere, spend some money to get some food, and drive back. No, people are going to start staying at home. And then what? They might have a high demand of them services, of DoorDash and Ubers and all that type of stuff, man. But then even with that, people might stop doing that, because even if they say they are, DoorDash and Uber, is gas going to get so high that the money that they make, they're just putting it right back in their tanks. They're not making money they're not doing that to make money to put in their pockets. They're basically doing it just to keep their tanks filled, man. So then that's gonna run out. So it's gonna be a trickle effect of things to happen. And then what are you gonna have? People are not gonna. And then if gas continue to go up, the transportation of these goods, man, these semis and stuff like that. And then it can start become a lack of gas. There's so many things that can happen, and that's going to happen, man, which is going to allow people to really start acting very carelessly, I should say. So like carelessly. They only gonna be caring about themselves in survival mode. And we can in these little, when you hear about the draft coming up and you hear how people's opinion on it and how they're reacting to that, it gives you an idea of how they're gonna act in the times that we're coming into, man. So what I want to grab, I'm gonna grab this 2nd Ezra 15, and I'm gonna grab 5. It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." Yeah, so the Lord He is plaguing these places. Not going to, He is plaguing this place, man. And I'm gonna just read it through. Verse 6, it says, "For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood cry unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually." Yeah, the Lord is not holding His tongue no more as concerning the wickedness of this place, man, the wickedness of the people. Okay? The Lord is about to start allowing these plagues to start touching them, and He's going to intensify them, and they're going to increase, man. So, and it says, the souls of the just complain continually. Who is that? That's us, man. We've been complaining. The men who died in this thing before us, that's in the spiritual world. They're complaining on our behalf too, man. We're complaining to them for what to make a speedy riddance of this place, man. To get us out of here, that the prophecies hurry up and come to pass. Now we understand everything has happened in its time, but yeah, we're hastening in the day, man, because brothers is ready to go. This ain't it. We're like it says a lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. We're vexed with the conversation of these people. We're vexed by being around these people. We vexed that we got to dwell amongst these people. We vexed that we got to deal with these people on a daily basis, man. We're vexed, man. And we're ready to get out of here. We're ready for the kingdom to be established. I'm going to jump down I'm going to jump down and I'm going to grab 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hand. And that's the modern day gun, and it's going to get like that, man. You know, it's that civil war, you know, it's going to get like that. It says, verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions stand in their own power. Yeah, invading one another for lack of resources, lack of goods, man. If you got something that somebody else wants, they're going to take it. And they're not going to regard the ones who are sitting in those power seats, your mayors, your governors, none of that. They're not going to regard none of that, man. The president, none of that. You know, they say we implement a draft, and they're going to say we not going. Or the troops coming to your door trying to force me coming in and try to take you. People are not going to go so easily with that, man. They're gonna rebel and fight back, and that's why they have the troops have been given the order and authority to act with force, violent force, deadly force, man. You know, because they know what's going to happen, or they're anticipating what type of reaction or kickback they're going to get from the things that they're getting ready to pass. So these are the times that we're entering into, man. It's a time of trouble. So I'm gonna grab one more and I'm gonna close. I ain't gonna make this too long. It's in 2nd Esdras, I believe. I don't remember. Oops, I don't remember exactly where it's at. Okay, it's 2nd Esdras 6, and I'm gonna start at 22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouse shall suddenly be found empty. Yeah, the sown places, you know, everything was all good, but it's not gonna be good no more. Everything, you know, when you sow something that's sewn together, it's knit tight together, it's sturdy. But now the society is collapsing, man. So it's unsown. It's not held tight together no more. It's falling piece by piece, you know. And this gas is the start of it, man. And they keep, and then they just, I forgot yesterday, what's the name of it? I think it was LFG, a plant that Iran had attacked over there in Qatar, you know, which it was a very serious and important plant, you know, that's responsible, I guess, for oil and I believe energy as well. You know, it was going to have a trickle effect on the whole world, it said, man. You know, so then, because you already had Cuba, who's over there, that had a power outage. You know, it was complete darkness over there, you know. So how much more that's going to take effect all over the world, man? And it is, you know. And then they got the Strait of Hormuz blocked, where these ships can't get through, that have all different resources and goods on there that the whole world needs, man. So that, what I mean, it's gonna be is them storehouses are gonna be dwindling. It's gonna be less and less of them shells, man, everywhere. If you have ordered something and you need a part, say for your car, it's gonna take a while for it to get over here, because it can't get over here. So all different aspects of stuff, man, it's gonna back up the economy, and it's gonna get so bad, people are gonna become very uneasy, man. And then they're going to take matters in their own hands. Verse 23 says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth it, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still. In 3 hours they shall not run. Yeah, and that's what's going to happen, man. It says friends fight one against another like enemies, man. You're gonna have people fighting against each other like they never knew them, like this is their arch enemy, you know. That's how bad it's going to get, you know. And this is all part of Esau's plan. Shalakia. He wants these things to happen. He wants chaos to happen so what he can bring his order in. So that's why it says in 2 Corinthians 2:11, unless Satan getting advantage of us, we're not ignorant of his devices. We're not ignorant of his devices. We're circumspect. We're on our watch. We understand the days that we're living in. We understand that the times we're living in. We understand how bad it's going to get, man, and what's going to happen later down the road. But for the rest of these people in the world, they through, because they're going to get caught up. They're going to get caught up in the plagues that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is sending upon this place, man. So what do? Lord, we stay prayed up. We stay prayed up. The scripture says that. It says, watch and pray that you will be able to escape the things that are coming upon the earth. Earthly paraphrasing that scripture. And that's what we're going to continue to do. And Lord willing, that the Lord deliver us out of these situations. And Lord willing, the Lord deliver us in general. And Lord willing, we are part of that number, the elect, and we can receive that salvation. So this is where we at, man. This is where we at. And things are going to continue to happen. People think that all this talking is not going to be talking no more. It's going to become action real soon. So we're just going to wait and see. So that's pretty much it. Lord, when this video is edifying, I'm going to close out by giving our praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakadash. Shalom.